next morning after I left this glued together and braced together last night. I was curious how it turned out. It's not perfect, I'm not going to lie to you. We're not 100% even. Let me come closer. You know, there's going to be some imperfections to this one. This is my first run. I don't have a frame to glue this in. That would be definitely the next step if I was going to be doing these on the regular and trying to sell them and whatnot. There's a slight, it started to curve up probably because they're pulling on each other, you know, the bracing. But hey, it's all one piece. Not perfect. Pretty decent there. What I'm going to do is, I already cut that spare extra piece I had, and because of my framework for this box, you know, because it's got some depth to it, it can't go all the way across, but it can go 9 inches in the middle. So I'm going to put that, and it should at least be a little extra support to keep the main body of this together. This isn't coming apart, I don't think, unless you throw it on the ground or really try to break it apart. It is what it is. So all right, so I'm going to put this brace on. It won't touch the top, it won't touch the bottom, and just give it a little bit more support through the middle of this. And I'm just going to do one. Alright, let's see here how this goes.
I want to see it.
If I put the hinge on, we're still open and closing good. That's what that looks like. That's the front. All right, this part of the job's real simple. I've got my backboard now cut. Let's see how she's gonna fit on there. A hair under each corner, which is good, that's perfect. Like I said, I didn't want this to be mounted and you seeing the back side sticking out from the frame, so that's what I wanted. So, this is pretty straightforward and simple. I'm gonna stick some wood glue on it. Try to make it a habit to disconnect my pneumatic tools as soon as I'm done using them, so that, you know, no accidents happen. Just as a general aesthetic, I'm going to spray paint the inside of this box. So here's what our frame looks like. Our box. It's not the frame anymore, it's actually the box. The next part of this is rather meticulous. So I've got a stencil. I got this off Amazon. Obviously it's the Union. It comes in what I ordered, I think was $12 or so. And I've got several different sizes. This one's just over 9.5 inches, which proportionately with the 2-foot flag is what's going to work out. So as you see, I taped it down. If I had an X-Acto knife, I might have bought one years ago, I have no idea where it is. I would use an X-Acto knife and just edge these, but I'm going to use my utility knife here instead. So I'm going to edge out the stencils, and then I'm going to use a Dremel tool to take care of the rest of it. I don't think I intend to leave this way, but I'm going to try and give this a light spray paint over, and I hope I don't ruin this. I'm not going to do any more than that because I'm hoping it doesn't run. Hopefully that gives me a guide though. Let's take this off right away. I do think this spray paint worked pretty well. I could have sprayed a little bit more in the lower right corner had I covered the stripes better, but I was afraid of overspray. The Dremel was able to obviously go right through any of the spray paint, so that wasn't an issue at all. On my next run, I am going to try to use an X-Acto knife and get a hard edge so that that Dremel has somewhere to keep sharp lines with. All right, let's count them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 50 stars. Obviously that's just the notches. Now I need to actually Dremel them out. They don't look great, but I think they'll look a little better, you know, those first couple I did there. So what you see over here, I think it'll look better. I can smooth it out. They may not end up being perfectly uniform. We'll see what product we get. Just want to remind you, it's the first time I've ever done this. This is literally the first time I've ever used this Dremel pin. So I think we're doing all right. I think it's coming out to a little something. So all right, let's move on. This process with the Dremel tool, with the Dremel pen, was definitely one of those situations that I learned and grew just within this one project. Of course, I had time with cutting out 50 stars, but I definitely was learning to get better as I went along. This end product for this flag is not perfect, but I am extremely confident that the next go around will look a lot better and a lot more of a finished look to it. For instance, I started to notice as I was going along that if you started with this Dremel tool right on one of the points of your stars, it went wider and it ended up edging out too wide. But if you kind of brought that in half a notch and were meeting where you've already Dremeled, this may not make sense, but just little tips like that I was noticing could make it look a lot cleaner and a lot sharper and a lot thinner rather than a wide, great big star. I really was enjoying doing these two. All 50 of them. It took a long time, but it was kind of relaxing. Alright guys, we are got the stars carved now. They're not perfect. Nothing about this is perfect, but I'm feeling pretty happy. Remember, this is my first run through on this one. I feel like I can get better and better and better. If I do more of these, especially if I build like a frame for them to sit in while I glue it together. Now I'm just gonna put some polyurethane on it, give it a it's white right now. This should coat on clear. So I'm just using an old washcloth that I'm gonna throw away when I'm done. I may have to sand out very, very lightly, sand out some bubbles. I blew this, I actually used a leaf blower because I needed to clean up the garage anyways. There was sawdust everywhere. So I leaf blew this off, got all the sawdust out of it. And of course this, I want it to have a finished look to it, a little bit of a shine and a smooth surface. I'm probably most definitely going to need to do a light sanding when it's all dried up. And then probably another coat, maybe a third coat. think I need any more than that right now. Yeah, I may have stuck it on a little too thick, but we'll just keep working it here. Get a dry old washcloth. To me, by far, the stars are the hardest part. Getting it glued together was extremely difficult. Of course, I've got this one brace on the back side, so if you see it bouncing back and forth, that's because I just want a little more stability to it. I'm just trying to coat the polyurethane on really well. You know, I'm kind of wiping some of it off, but I think we're going all right. Show you what we're looking like. Again, it's not perfect. There's a lot better ones out there, but you know, also those guys have done it over and over and over and are showing you videos with some experience. This is my first run ever. I feel pretty happy so far. There's the box. I've got some foam. I'm gonna go, that's my next thing, is my last thing for today. I'm gonna cut out at least one piece of that foam. It's thin, so I'm gonna put it in the back. I have to decide if I'm gonna layer it, put more of it. Of course, I'm gonna get the hardware on. Just finishing a job, baby.
Just finishing a job. What is this?
It's foam.
What is this?
It's foam.
It's a phone?
It's foam. Foam. Soft foam.
It's too big to fit in there.
I know, I'm cutting a piece off of it to put in there.
You got scissors?
Yep.
Wow. You are doing that work. Let me put in there. Let me put in there, Dad.
Okay, I'll let you put it in there.
I want to put it in there on the ground.
Okay.
Yay! I'm on your chair.
I see that.
It's a big shape. It looks like a rectangle. It's a rectangle.
It's a rectangle. Very good.
Yeah. It is a rectangle, Dad. I need to be careful with the seat.
Eventually, you guys are going to meet my little helper.
It's in there now.
It's in there now, yep.
It's so soft and comfy.
Wasn't a very good cut. I need a better knife, which I got more of this, so I might do that again.
Now let's close it.
Well, we can't close it yet.
What, Dad?
We can't close it right now because the lid's drying. Guys, so we're going to leave this polyurethane to dry overnight. Maybe in the middle of the night I might just come out and do a second coat on my own. Because I'm kind of anxious to keep working on this, of course. But, yeah, feeling pretty good about it. I'll put the hardware together in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.
Honey.
I love
I
you.
love my dad and the camera.
You love your dad and the camera?
And my mom too, and my brother too.
Your mom too and your brother too?
I love the camera in my home. But is that red?
That red thing's saying how long it's been recording.
Oh. Hi, recording.
You're a goof. Oh, thank you. You ready to go back to playing?